All right, everyone, and welcome back, or welcome if you are new here. I'm Christina, aka ThatVarietyNerd, and today we are starting Season 2, or Series 2, of WWE 2K20 Universe Mode. That is correct. It took us 6 months to complete the first one, but I don't know, and I doubt it's going to take 6 months to get this next one up. But here we are. We're starting from scratch, we're starting fresh, canon's not following over. We're doing Raw, we're doing SmackDown, but we're just going to focus on Raw because that's what was requested, and so that's what we're going with. So we've got the draft, we're going to show both sides, that sort of thing. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into it, but as always, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and leave a comment down below as to who you would like to see in Universe Mode this season. We've changed things up quite a bit, and we've learned a lot since the first season. Because Lord knows we learned a lot from the first time of doing Universe Mode. So without further ado, let's jump right into the draft and see what the rosters are going to look like. Let's get to it. But of course we can't do that without the rules. So we'll have 30 picks per show, 30 for Raw, 30 for SmackDown. Raw goes first. The tag teams are considered to be one pick or stables in some cases, unless stated otherwise. So, for example, if you take the Undisputed Era, you could have two people go on one show and two people go on the other show. Tag teams, that doesn't mean that they have to tag team all the time. So there you have it. All other superstars will be free agents. Free agents can show up at any time on any brand. And also tag teams, they don't have to specifically be a tag team. So if one wants to go on their own and be a single star for a little bit and team up occasionally, that's a thing too. The tag teams are also cross-branded, so the tag title can go between both Raw and SmackDown. And some other stuff that, is probably relevant to the series. All titles are vacant, so our first big show is going to be Money in the Bank, which makes logical sense. We'll have Money in the Bank briefcases for each show to keep things fresh. And we will also just have Money in the Bank in the Big Four. We might add one more show thrown into the mix. But you know what? We want to focus on our weekly shows, that sort of thing, making those interesting. And of course, cross-brand tournaments can occur. So the tournaments were very well received, and I was excited to see that. So we'll keep going with some tournament stuff, that sort of thing. Creator wrestlers can be added as free agents and can be assigned to a brand at any time. I have a note in my little note sheet here that says that we'll keep a running track of, who created what, and of course we're just on Xbox One, so I'm going to give credit where credit is due. If you want to submit your own creator wrestlers for potential use in the universe mode, universe, then by all means, feel free to reach out to me, that sort of thing. Women's tag team titles will be coming soon, so there is, some rationale behind some of the picks that we'll see in the draft, I'm sure. But tag team titles are coming soon. Those will also be cross-brand. So the tag team titles are all cross-branded between Raw and SmackDown. So teams can come from SmackDown over to Raw, Raw can go over to SmackDown, that sort of thing. No canon from Season 1 or previous seasons will be involved. So again, we're starting over fresh, clean slate, that sort of thing. Trades can happen at any time. We're not going to go nuts with them. We didn't go too crazy with them last time. So that much I was proud of. And the Superstar Shakeup will happen after SummerSlam. So this is going to be my reminder to myself, and y'all can yell at me if I forget. So without further ado, let's take a look at the draft and see who is going to which show. And Raw's first pick of this year's draft is none other than the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. Will AJ Styles make Raw phenomenal? Well, we're going to find out. And SmackDown Live gets the first pick right here, and it is none other than Kofi Kingston, Big E, and Xavier Woods, The New Day. And as a reminder, tag teams can be drafted individually or together. If it's together, it counts as one pick, so that's how it works. Your next pick for Raw is none other than the Architect, Seth Rollins. And SmackDown Live's second pick is none other than Brock Lesnar. Raw's third pick is none other than the man, Becky Lynch. And SmackDown Live picks Roman Reigns for their number 3 pick overall. Next up, Raw selects Kevin Owens. The KO Show returns to Raw. And SmackDown Live officially gets the baddest woman on the planet, Ronda Rousey. Well, Raw is about to get undisputed because Adam Cole, Roderick Strong, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly, the Undisputed Era, is coming to Raw. For their 5th pick in the draft, SmackDown Live selects Daniel Bryan. Things are about to get rated R here on Monday Night Raw. Edge has officially been drafted to Monday Night Raw. For their 6th pick in the draft, SmackDown Live selects Shinsuke Nakamura. Heading into the lucky number 7th pick, an RKO will come out of nowhere to anyone on Raw's roster. That is right, Randy Orton has officially arrived here on Monday Night Raw. And with their 7th pick, SmackDown Live officially gets the Monster Among Men Braun Strowman. Coming in for their 8th pick of the draft, Raw selects Drew Gulak. SmackDown Live continues to expand their women's division as Bayley is selected to join the SmackDown Live women's division. The 9th pick for Raw is none other than Finn Balor. Up next for SmackDown Live is none other than the Queen herself, Charlotte Flair. And closing out the first 10 picks for Raw is none other than Baron Corbin, the former Constable Corbin. And closing out the first 10 picks for SmackDown Live is none other than Samoa Joe. Things just got a little bit more terrifying here on Monday Night Raw because 11th overall is none other than The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. The 11th pick for SmackDown Live is none other than Drew McIntyre. Being selected at number 12 for Raw is none other than Rey Mysterio, the master of the 619. And for their 12th pick here in the draft, SmackDown Live selects Johnny Gargano. Lucky 13 pick right here for Raw, and I think they have just lucked out of this. Ricochet officially joins Raw. And SmackDown Live's next pick is none other than the A-lister, The Miz. The tag team division continues to get interesting here on Raw with none other than the Street Profits. And just like Raw's tag team division is getting interesting, the SmackDown Live division is getting a little bit more interesting as well. The Usos are making their way over to SmackDown Live. Speaking of divisions, the women's division is getting quite a bit of a shock to the system, pun intended. Apologies, Undisputed Era, but Shayna Baszler, the Queen of Spades, is coming to Monday Night Raw. And closing out the first half of the draft, SmackDown Live selects Aleister Black. And kicking things off in the second half of the draft is none other than Andrade and his business manager, Zelina Vega, for Monday Night Raw. And this is quite interesting. So, apparently, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin are a tag team, so I guess the next addition to SmackDown Live's tag division. Speaking of tag teams, the latest additions, plural, to the Raw roster are none other than Asuka and Kairi Sane, the Kabuki Warriors. To counter that, SmackDown Live has selected the team of Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. And continuing onward with the women's division here on Raw, Raw selects Ember Moon. And speaking of the women's division, SmackDown Live has selected the Boss, the Blueprint, Sasha Banks. Well, it's official, the peeps are coming back to Raw. That is right, Christian has joined the Raw roster. And for SmackDown Live, the charismatic enigma Jeff Hardy has arrived onto the blue brand. For Raw's number 20 pick, it is none other than Matt Riddle. And for SmackDown Live's 20th pick, it is none other than Lacey Evans. The latest addition to the Monday Night Raw roster is none other than Mustafa Ali. And heading over to SmackDown Live is none other than Tony Nese. It's time for the Viking Raiders to, join the raid here on Monday Night Raw because they have just been selected to join the Raw roster. And SmackDown Live has selected Tommaso Ciampa. For the 23rd pick here in the draft, Raw has selected Sami Zayn. And SmackDown Live has officially selected Buddy Murphy. Joining the incredible Raw Women's Division in the works is none other than Io Shirai. And SmackDown Live's Women's Division has gotten just as interesting because they have selected Toni Storm at number 24. The Bruiserweight officially arrives to Raw. That is correct. Pete Dunne is officially a member of the Raw roster. And for their 25th pick, SmackDown Live selects Cedric Alexander. Continuing to build up this incredible women's division here on Raw is none other than Mandy Rose. And SmackDown Live has officially selected Sonya Deville as their 26th pick here in the draft. Well, I guess apparently we took a trip to Mustache Mountain during the draft. That is correct. The team of Tyler Bate and Trent Seven has officially arrived to Raw. And for their 27th pick, SmackDown Live selects AOP, the Authors of Pain. The EST of Raw has arrived, Bianca Belair officially joining the Raw roster at number 28. And SmackDown Live selects Rhea Ripley. Monday Night Raw officially feels the glow because Naomi has officially joined the Raw roster. And for their 29th pick, SmackDown Live has selected Mia Yim. Last but not least, the last pick for Monday Night Raw is none other than Apollo Crews. And the final draft pick overall, not just for SmackDown Live, but overall, is Mark Andrews, heading over to SmackDown Live. Once again, thank you all so much for tuning in. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff here on the channel. Again, we're going to be covering Raw this time around because that's been requested. And stay tuned for some other good stuff here on the channel now that we've got our internet under control. So on that note, thank you all so much for tuning in. I don't know how often we're going to upload Universe Mode, but I'm excited either way. Fresh start, fresh series, fresh roster. Let's get to it. So on that note, thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all later. Bye, everyone.